Hey, so different setting today because I'm staying in an Airbnb in Chicago. It's a really cool place and they're so much better than hotels. I'm a big Airbnb fan. Anyway, that's not why I'm making a YouTube video. It's not about Airbnbs. So I presented today at the ICED conference, which is AED's Academy of Eating Disorders sort of annual conference, and I was presenting with some wonderful people, Rebecca Peebles, Rachel Milner, and Therese Waterhouse. And our topic was about how adults with eating disorders can also benefit from family support, because many clinicians don't think that's appropriate. And I think it's absolutely appropriate. I don't know about you, because your family are there, and they're the people that are there 24/7 a lot of the time. And when I say family, I can mean friends, I can mean partners. It's just, your family, the people that are around you. Anyway, so one thing that I talked about in the presentation was the fact that I did not use support in order to recover, and the fact that if I was to do this again, I absolutely would have. And one of my biggest regrets, actually, is that I did not use the support of my family in the way that I could. And the funny thing is that every day I used to have these sort of daydreams about showing up at because I didn't live with my parents, I lived on my own. I had these daydreams about showing up on my mum's doorstep and just saying to her, feed me. And every day I wanted to do that. And I couldn't. One of the problems was my pride. And no, the main problem was my pride. The problem was my pride. But I also didn't ever have anybody tell me that that was possible, I guess, or that I could do that, or that I could ask for that, or it's not something that I had found when I'd been I took psychology at university, and we spent an afternoon on eating disorders, and that was pretty much my eating disorder education until I recovered. But that had never been, family-based treatment or going home and asking people to refeed you was never in the menu of things that could be done. It was always just therapy. You need therapy. And I didn't want therapy because I knew it wouldn't help me. Not me. I know it helps lots of people, but I just knew that that wasn't for me. But every day I used to daydream about going to my mum and saying, feed me macaroni cheese, which was one of my favorite foods as a child, and just staying there and just letting her refeed me. But I didn't. And I have since spoken to so many people, so many brave people. I know that you probably listened maybe to the podcast I did with someone called Simon's Cat, who at the age of 30-something went home to her parents. She sort of took a break from work and her fiance and everything for a couple of months and went home and let her parents refeed her. And I just wish I had done that. And one of the main reasons that I wish I had done that is because if there was one person in the world who deserved to see me eat and eat and eat the way that I did in recovery, but I did it on my own, ultimately, which was my path, and I had to do that. But just looking back, I think if there was one person that deserved to see me eat and eat and eat, it was my poor mum, who for so long watched me not eat and watched my life deteriorate, and was the one person who just kept on asking me to eat more food. And if I could go back, I would do just that. I would go home and I would let my mum refeed me. And that's one of my biggest regrets, that I didn't do that anyway. And I know that that's not a possibility for everyone. Not everybody has family that they could do that with. Not everybody's in a situation where they could just go and do that. But I was, and I didn't. And I really wish I had. And everything worked out fine for me, but you do not have to do this alone. And my really, really, really strong advice that I give anybody is, don't do what I did. If you have support, if you have help there, people willing that that are trying to help you and want to help you, just go for it. Just let them. Because that's exactly what I would do if I could do it again. I would ask for more help. I would get more family support. So that's all I have to say today. The presentation I did was a bit longer than that, but that was, I think, the main point that I think you guys would appreciate. And the conference is still going on, but I've come back to the Airbnb. I'm already in my I had all these smart conference pros on, and I come back here and I'm in my PJs. I'm just like, done. Can't be proper adult for more than 25 minutes. You know what the worst thing about travelling is? I haven't got Stinky or Dave. I mean, I miss the dogs as well, but Stinky and Dave, oh my god, I miss them so much. Anyway, I'll be home soon.